Hi, my name's Amy and welcome to my FlossTube where I talk about everything cross stitch. If you're new here, thank you so much for joining me, and if you're a returning viewer, thank you for coming back. I'm really excited to have you back, but you may notice that I'm no longer the Stitchy Duo, so if you're a bit confused and like, when did I subscribe to Anxiety.Stitched? I was formerly known as the Stitchy Duo, and if you missed my last FlossTube, definitely go back and have a look. Unfortunately, Brooke has decided to leave FlossTube indefinitely, although she does say she may come back as a little guest appearance, which is really great, so I'm hoping to have her back sometime soon. But I couldn't go on as the Stitchy Duo being a solo FlossTuber, so now I've changed my name to align with my Instagram and my TikTok. So yeah, if you are on those, please come over and give me a follow and connect with me on them as well. So now everything aligns to be Anxiety.Stitch, which I'm really excited about. It's been a while since my last full FlossTube. I was travelling most of August in a motorhome with my family up the east coast of Australia, which was really exciting. And I did do a FlossTube extra though on that, so definitely if you haven't seen that, go and have a look. I did talk about my stitchy haul which I got on my holiday, the stitching I did on the holiday, as well as I went to the Brisbane Royal Show, which was a lot of fun. But I've got a lot to talk about today. I actually have a heap of stitching here to show you guys, and I'm super excited, and that is because I have been doing Start September. So I don't know if this is a thing that other cross stitchers do, if anyone else runs this. I just thought it had a nice ring to it and I wanted to do some starts. I had a few starts sitting in my head and I was waiting to finish some other whips. I was like, no, just start them. So what I did was I allowed myself to start whatever I want this month, whenever I want. No rhyme, no reason, just pick up, just do a start, and that's what I've been doing. So today I have 5 new starts to show you, as well as some other whips that I've been working on. And it's not even the end of September. So what are we? We are midway through September. So plenty of time for new starts. And there definitely will be, I think, maybe 3 more new starts for this month. There could even be 4. We'll see how I go and where my focus lies. Because I'm not really planning it. The most I did in planning this was at the end of August. I cut up some fabric and just kind of, laid them out into whip bags, made sure I had enough whip bags for them all, and went, okay, let's see if we get to them. And I have, so I'm really excited. So that's why this FlossTube was also a little bit delayed, because I wanted to get as many new starts as I could done before doing this filming. So in saying that, let's get on to the new starts. Okay, so my first new start is a favourite of everyone's, Needlelot designs. I mean, who doesn't love Needlelot designs? And I have started this one. So this is Alice and Chester, I think it's called. So obviously Alice in Wonderland inspired, and I haven't got much done on it, as you can see, but I just love this pink fabric. It's an 18 count Ida, and I found it at my local needlecraft store, and it was only like $11 for 50 centimeters by like, I think 70 centimeters. Like, it was really good priced, and that's why I bought it. I think it was there because maybe no one wanted like this bright of a pink, but I saw it and I was like, oh, I know a pattern that will go great on that, because I'd seen this pattern on Needlelot Design's website and I was yet to buy it. So when I bought the fabric, I then bought the pattern to do on it, and I actually think it's coming out fantastic. I'm using all the colours called for, except I have substituted out 2 colours that I didn't have, but I'm yet to use those colours on the stitching for ones that I had in my kit. So yeah, I'm really excited for this one. I do love Alice in Wonderland. In particular, I love the Johnny Depp version because I was a bit of a Johnny Depp fan as a teenager and very much a Tim Burton fan. But this is just brilliant. I'm really excited to get down into this bit and to do Chester, because he has got some beautiful purples in him, and I just love stitching with purples. But look, this is such a favourite that I had to kind of hide it because I started this one first, so I'd get to do some other new styles. Because I was like, oh, I just want to work on this one. So yeah, I haven't done too much on this, and that is by pure putting myself in the naughty corner. Don't work on this one, you want to do some more starts. So this, I plan to make this one a main whip for 2026, and hopefully this time next year we may have a finish on this, which will be really exciting. So my next 2 new starts are both the Witchy Stitcher, and they're even on the same fabric, which is really convenient for filming FlossTube because it's easy for me to show you and talk about. So my next new start was the Creepy Carousel, and this is on casual linen, and I'm pretty sure I've got it here, it's 28 count. And this is my first time working with this type of linen. Let's be honest, I've only just kind of moved into even weave. I was an Ada girl, my mum was an Ada lady, and she taught me to stitch, and so that's what we kind of just used to use. I've only done, I think, 2 or 3 stitches, or I'm stitching on with even weave, so this is my first time going out into linen like this, casual linen, and I love it. I'm really enjoying it. I like the thickness of it. I just like how it's working up. It's just really easy to work with, and I'm really enjoying it, and I may be a convert into this type. But what I love about Witchy Stitcher, and what everyone loves about Witchy Stitcher, is the gothic vibes, the witchy vibes, but with the colour, which is so lovely, because you know I love these kind of stitches, but having that extra colour in there is just, because I love stitching with colour, but I want more of these kind of vibes, so just perfect. I mean, I don't need to tell you why Witchy Stitcher is great. Everyone loves the Witchy Stitcher. Just loving using these oranges in here, and I'm actually using all the colours called for once, which, look, if you haven't been with me for a long time, I am one of those people that don't really use the colours called for. I have a lot of cheaper threads because I can't afford to always buy the DMC. But I was lucky with this one. I had a nice gift voucher for Spotlight, which is the craft store here in Australia, and I went down and was able to use that and got some free threads basically, so which was really good. But yeah, this one is another favourite. So I have been watching the new Australian Survivor, which has just finished, and this was what I was choosing to work on while watching that, and I think that's why I got so much done, because you know, I just sit there and work away and watch someone get voted off, which was great fun. But yeah, no, heaps fun, and I'm planning to do this in the series. So I didn't know that this was part of like a theme park series that the Witchy Stitcher had, and then she posted about how in her new book there's the creepy Ferris wheel. And I was like, ooh, so I got on her website and I found the other missing piece that I had. So there's this one, and then there's one where it's like vendors, like a popcorn vendor, fairy floss vendor, or if you're not in Australia, cotton candy. And then in her new book, she has the Ferris wheel. So I'm planning, because I have some of this fabric left, and I think I have enough left to do all of them on this fabric and then frame them all together as a series, which I'm pretty excited about because I haven't actually done a cross stitch series yet. I have like a long stitch series of Australiana animals, but never done a cross stitch one, so I'm looking forward to getting that put together and having a nice little cross stitch series on the wall. So that is my plans for that one. So definitely will be a focus piece once I've just finished a few that I want to get finished for October and Christmas, and then we'll probably see more Witchy Stitcher come out. Staying on Witchy Stitcher, as I said, I have 2 new starts from Witchy Stitcher on the same fabric. Now this one I have sort of stitched before. So this is Mon Cher Ciara Mia, basically Morticia and Gomez from the Addams family, and this was a one that I got off Patreon as well, and I'm not sure if I don't think it's publicly available, but it is available on Patreon again, I noticed, if you donate to a food bank. And so I got this when the LA fires was happening, and the Witchy Stitcher put it up for a donation to an animal charity, so that's when I got this one. I did do this, and I do have a YouTube short on my account, so there'll be a button here for you to click if you want to have a look. I did put this on overalls originally, so yes, I have stitched this before, but I didn't get to stitch it in whole because it didn't fit on the pocket of the overalls. So I really wanted to not only have this on my wall, but I wanted to be able to stitch it in whole. So what I didn't get to stitch was, I didn't get to do these lovely love hearts, and I didn't get to do this big arch that's going to go around here. And when I did it, the writing I had to put at the top just because it didn't fit on where I had it positioned on the pocket. But it is a lot of fun, and as you can see, I've actually got a fair amount of stitches done. I think this will be a pretty quick finish once I start dedicating some more time to it. It's a pretty quick stitch, especially because there's just so much DMC 310, which is my favourite. Again, using actually all the colours called for this one, which I didn't do that when I did it on my overalls. I kind of chose a few more colours that would pop a little bit better on the purple overall. So yeah, I'm excited to be doing that one, and really looking forward to it being finished. I actually have a really nice artwork of Morticia Addams I plan to put next to this when it's on the wall and have a little thing going on. But there's more new starts. Are you ready? Is it too much for you all? So my my next new start is I seem to have a theme going here. So yes, it says the word vampire, and if you followed me long enough, you'll know I like vampires, particularly Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I was a Twilight girl as a teenager. I like True Blood. This is a project I'm really excited about because I've been wanting to make these for a long time. So basically this is going to be the top of an Altoid tin for a vampire doll, and I'm very excited. So I will show you here what it's going to look like, because you can't really, you know, you can't really tell from this what it's going to come out with. And I still have some red to do in here before this is ready to be cut out and put on the tin. But basically I've been seeing a lot of the bunnies. A lot of people make the bunny toys in the Altoid tins, and I have a few of those patterns from my different cross-stitching magazines, and I was going to start one in January and I decided against it. And then I was like perusing Etsy, as you do, even though I have enough patterns, and I found a designer that does vampires, mummies, zombies. I think there was even a ghost on there in these tins. And I'm like, that is more up my alley than a bunny. I mean, I love bunnies, but I actually have guinea pigs at home, so I try to stay away from the bunny stuff if I can, because, you know, it's offensive to my pigs. But all jokes aside, I was very excited to find the vampire, and yeah, I've bought it, and I'm like, you know what, this looks like a really fun stitch that I want to put in my whips to work on. I also love that, you know, you'll be working on little bits. So this is the top of the tin, and then I'm planning to do the inside of the tin and do all that kind of stuff and get it all glued on before I attempt to do the actual toy itself. But it's fun because you can just do these little bits and you get a little finish and you get a little dopamine hit, and it makes you feel like you're progressing. Yeah, and so yeah, this is it at the moment. I actually did, this is 286 stitches apparently. It does never looks like it, does it? And I did that in an hour, which is probably a personal best for me, so that shows you how keen I am on this. I also managed to find some really thick fabric, which it's kind of like probably a little bit rough from what most people would want to use for a big stitch, and I thought that might be good though for cutting it up and then gluing it on top of the tin. So that is the next new start, and the only vampire themed one at the moment. I do have another one planned though to start before October, so stay tuned to the next FlossTube for more vampire stitches. So my next new start is very apt for the name of my channel. I'll show you first. Yes. I saw this and I'm like, it is just perfect for me. It's just me. This is what I say all the time. My anxiety is lying to me. And look, I have plenty of other patterns in my kit to do, which are like, you know, anxiety is my cardio workout, and I saw I had anxiety, so I left, and I haven't started them, and I really wanted to, but I saw this one and somehow it jumped on top of the queue. So I was up watching Netflix by myself one night, and I was watching like Life with the Walter Boys. I'm like, I'm gonna start this one. It's a great show. Sit there, stitch this too. I had this I think it's Fairy Lights fabric. I don't think you can really see with the light in here at the moment, but it's really nice, kind of like a fairy floss, cotton candy vibe going along here. And I thought it'd be really great because it'll actually show through here when it's up on the wall. And because I always find these fabrics are such a waste if you're going to do like nearly a full coverage on it, because you won't be able to see it except for around the edges. So for me, I'm kind of like, well, why bother? But I love this because I can see it through the writing. I think what I was drawn to about this was the skeletons, and this skeleton I obviously haven't really used any of the colours called for, according to what the pattern asked for, because this skeleton is actually a lovely hand-dyed thread that is out of my mum's kit. So my mum gave me a heap of her stuff. I have so many old patterns. Honestly, it was like Christmas when she gave it to me. So many kits she hadn't opened. I was like, you could have wrapped this up and given this to me as a present, and I would have been stoked. So yeah, it was really exciting to get that. It's really fun to actually get to use some of her threads. So I'm very keen. It's coming out very nice. It's like a bluey, it's like different shades of blue, and it's coming out perfectly. I changed anxiety and the word hoe to metallic thread, so it is not DMC, it's Guntherman, I think it is, at the brand, so how you say it. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong, but yes, Guntherman thread, and I found it for cheap in Spotlight, and I was like, oh, I might try that, see if it's a bit better to stitch with. I found it better to stitch with. I think it came out quite nice. It was a bit thinner than what I thought it was going to be. I probably should have done doubled it up a bit more than what I had, but that's okay because it's just for me. And from what the pattern looks like, I don't plan to stitch those roses down the bottom here, or maybe they're flowers. I'm not really sure actually what they're meant to be. I don't like that, and I don't want to spend all that time stitching that, so I'm just going to kind of make the border just be flat and go up a bit. But I have lost my mojo on this one a little bit. Once I did the writing, I kind of lost a bit of oomph to do it. I don't have the same, oh, I want to go back to that new start like I have with the others. It's a bit of a shame, so it's probably going to sit in my whips for a little while, but it will be a really quick finish. I think it's only about 2,500 stitches, so I think I'm already like 30% of the way through, so not really much more to do. So now on to, there's all my new starts for now. There is more planned. So there is my start September done. That is a stack of new whips to come in. This should keep me going for 2026. A lot of these will be my focuses for 2026, and it's really great to kind of get that going because obviously we have Christmas coming up and I have a Christmas stitch I want to finish, and then we've got Halloween. Although for me, I do have a new start which I'm going to be stitching over Halloween, and it is actually the first cross stitch I will be stitching that literally says the word Halloween on it, because most of the time stitching the more gothic witchy things is just my everyday stitch, although you know I do stitch other things as well, but I do stitch a lot of them. So for me, I won't just be stitching those things because it's Halloween. It's just what I want to stitch. But in saying that, in saying all that, I am trying to get this one finished for Halloween just because I want to put it in my Halloween display. So I'm sorry, I left the hoop on this one. So this is RavenStitchCraft, and it is the Tarot Lovers. So it's been nearly a year since me and Brooke started our FlossTube channel, and I showed this in the very first video, and so now I'm really excited to be at 90%. So pretty much done. I did use metallic thread here, which wasn't called for. Changed it, thought it'd look nice. I do have to frog this E because I stuffed that up, so I need to finish that. So I just need to finish the writing down here. And I'm just finishing the confetti through this skeleton, and then I need to go through the entire other skeleton here and finish the confetti. But I am nearly at 90%, so I'm nearly there. I've worked it out that I could probably get this finished in the next week if I stay to my stitch target, which I was, and then I had 2 nights where I was just too tired and couldn't do it. But it's getting there, and I just like, I have to keep unrolling it and just looking at it because it just looks fantastic. Just looking at it, I can see it in the camera, and it just looks so much better than it does when I'm just focusing on this tiny little bit folded up, and I'm like, oh man, am I nearly done yet? It's nothing worse than leaving the confetti stuff to the end, and what have I done? Left the confetti stuff to the end. So, but yeah, she's looking beautiful, and I'm actually planning to fold this over and hang it. Make it a hanging stitch rather than putting it in a frame. So yeah, I would like this one done for before Halloween, so I can put it up in my display that I do, my little display that I have. To be honest with you, much of my display stays out all of the whole year. I just kind of pull out anything that has the words Halloween on it, or you know, add in a few of my Halloween crochet kind of things that I maybe don't want to have up all year. But anyway, there's that one. The next whip that I have been working on that is such a favorite of everyone's on Instagram is the Graveyard Wandering by the Witchy Stitcher. Told you, absolute favorite designer there, and I think becoming one of my new favorite designers since I have three or so whips of hers. I just can never say enough about this piece. I think I've shown this in nearly every FlossTube I've had in the last couple ones, and look, everyone that was asking on Instagram about it, it was a Patreon exclusive when I got it, but I did see that she just launched it, I think, on her open public shop. So if you want it, you can now buy it. Highly recommend it. Such a pleasure to stitch. I think that I'm taking so long to stitch it because I don't want it to end. It's like reading a book. You know, when you read a book and you don't want to leave the world, you don't want to get to the end. It's me with this cross stitch. I don't want to get to the end. I'm just having so much fun. The only time I kind of had to put it down for a little bit, put it in the naughty corner, or actually 2 times, was this tombstone. Kind of just got bored of the grey, and then the skirt here is the first mistake I made in the whole thing, and you can't see it, and I just had to get over it, but I had to put it in the naughty corner for a few nights. So But yeah, just got this little bit to go now on page 4 of 4. Well, actually I'm stitching page 3 of 4. I went kind of backwards. I went 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, it went 1, 2, 3, 4 and I went down this way. So, you know, I just wanted to get the skirt stuff done first. So this bit was a bit small after finish. But I'm really not far now from being finished. I've even got the frame sorted. I painted up a frame the other day with some black paint because it was white. And I was having so much trouble finding gothic kind of frames that I painted my own that I had bought from a cheap store that was white, and it came out quite nice. So, but yeah, this is definitely a absolute favorite of mine. Again, it's on 18 count, 16 count grey Ada, and just absolutely loving it. And when I do finish it, I'm probably going to replace it in my whip stash with another Witchy Stitcher pattern, because you just can't get enough of them, can you? I have one more whip that I've been working on. For once, this is actually me having a lot to show, which is very unusual. So my last whip is Victor from Corpse Bride. So he was my travel whip. If you watched my FlossTube extra, you would have seen I was working on him. I've done a little bit of the backstitch now through here since my last FlossTube extra. I've also come home and I've got these missing colours now, so I really need to fill him in. I'm just trying to get the tarot card, the Skeleton Lovers, finished. And then probably put some more into him because he's not actually that far off being finished. Like, I think if I just worked on him for a week, maybe 2 in the limited stitching time I have, I could probably get him done and get him up on the wall with Emily, which would be lovely to have that set up there. Oh, there you go, this is another set. Here I was saying before, I haven't done a cross stitch set. Hello, I'm doing a cross stitch set at the moment. Oh, my brain everywhere at the moment. But look, he's great to stitch. Yeah, so I've just been enjoying stitching him. Love a Corpse Bride stitch, and I like the kind of watercolor usage that's been in there, and using all the colors called for, which again is very surprising for me. I've been so good lately in using most of the colors called for. I think I've just been really lucky that I've had a lot of the DMC colors that I've needed, or the substitutes that I used from my, as I'm going to call them, my non-DMC knockoff brand threads have been able to cut it. So yeah, so that is me for now. That is all the cross stitch I'm working on. Plans moving forward, obviously I want to get the Tarot Lovers finished, the Graveyard Wandering finished. I have a few new starts to do before the end of September, which will be in my next FlossTube. One of them is the Halloween pattern I showed in my FlossTube extra, so I'm not sure if there's a stitching sale for that one going on with Rose Crafty Corner again, like we did with the Titanic. I need to reach out to you ladies, but if there is and you guys have it and you want to join us, or you want to join me in stitching it over October, if you have the pattern, I'll put the details down below in the description so you can get it if you don't have it and want to join. That would be really fun. I'm also will probably be starting to work on some more of my Christmas whips. I think I only have one, but there is another one I want to start. I've found a great new Australian designer, and I'm pretty sure the name is Two Happy Possums. I again will post that below, and she is fantastic and I really love her stuff. So she's new on Etsy. Definitely go check her out and give her some support. It's really good to be supporting, you know, if you're Australian, supporting Australian designers. And she has some wonderful Australian birds and a beautiful, I'm gonna post the image here. Check out this Kookaburra Christmas pattern. Like, I love it. The minute I saw it, I bought it straight away. She put it up on her Facebook and I was like, yeah, I need that. My son loves kookaburras, he loves cockatoos, he has all the puppets of them, he just loves all the Aussie birds, and I was like, this is fantastic. And it's actually one I think my mother-in-law will really enjoy too, but sadly for her, I'm going to stitch it for us and hang it up somewhere. So yeah, definitely gonna start working on those whips because Christmas is coming. I hate to say that, I know we're all thinking about Halloween at the moment, but for my house, my husband does such a big Christmas light display. It's already kind of begun here, and you know, only about 5 weeks time we will be putting up those lights. So it's pretty crazy to think that, yeah, for my family Christmas comes quite quickly. But yeah, so that is it for me for now. So thank you so much for joining me, and if you're still here, thank you, and I hope you liked my whips. Leave a comment below because I'd love to know which of my new starts was your favourite. Because it's always fun to see. I love posting them on my Instagram to see which one gets the most love, and I think at the moment it was the Alice in Wonderland got the most love on my Instagram, so I'm keen to see what everyone here on YouTube likes the most. And stay tuned. I will hopefully have more floss tubes out more timely manner now that I have got all my starts done, waited that, and I'm home and I'm not traveling. So I hope you all have a wonderful day, and thank you for joining me, and hope to see you all over on my socials. Bye.